Okay, so this is not a song that I listen to by the Beatles very often. Tomorrow Never Knows from their Revolver album. The reason I don't listen to it very often is I don't really connect to it too much. But if I'm in that sort of turn on, tune in, drop out kind of mode where I just want to be innervated, well, I'll put this one on. It is, boy, it was revolutionary when it came out. It's not really about the lyrics, although a lot of people say it is. It's got this sort of pseudo psychedelic, pseudo enlightenment BS, Timothy Leary BS, which was really popular in the mid 60s. This song is about the sound. It is a rich, immersive, consuming, complex, captivating sound. And the two things I really like about it are Ringo's drums. For me, his drum work on this is my favorite. I mean, it captures you. It just overwhelms you. It is so good. I think it proves that he was really one of the best drummers. And then the other is that sort of everything sound. I mean, they just threw the whole freaking kitchen sink into this. And really, I'm not a music aficionado, so I've always wondered what the hell are all those sounds. I knew some of them, obviously, the sitar and some things like that. So I went to Wikipedia before doing this just to look up some of what they did. And they used, you're going to have to go there and get some of the explanations on this. They used musique concrète, avant-garde composition, electro, acoustic sound manipulation, Indian-inspired modal backing of tambura, the sitar drone, and bass guitar, obviously, with minimal harmonic deviation from a single chord, underpinned by a constant but non-standard drum pattern. Yes, it's got tape loops, it's got overdubbing, and it's got Lennon's vocal fed through a Leslie speaker, and then the song's backward guitar parts, and reverse sounds. And then it's got, of course, some sampling on it. So, I mean, boy, they put some work into this. It was the first song by them where they did not sound like themselves anymore. In my book, that it was. Now, the lyrics, I kind of poo-pooed the lyrics a second ago, but there are a couple of lines in the lyrics that I think are pretty interesting. One, it's got the whole turn off your mind, relax and float downstream, which I think is straight out of Leary's 64 book. Can't remember for sure, but anyway. And then but one line I really like in here is, but listen to the color of your dreams. That's really nice, sort of that play. You can't listen to color, of course, so that's really nice. I don't know if they got that from Leary or not. And then at the very end of the song, of course, Lennon says, so play the game of existence to the end of the beginning, And the first time I'm familiar with that phrase being used was by Winston Churchill. I'm a bit of a history buff, and Churchill used it in late 42 after the British had a big win in North Africa against the Germans. And he used that, it's not the beginning of the end, it's the end of the beginning. And I guess Lennon is saying, well, it's the end of the beginning here. The beginning is the sort of mechanistic lifestyle that's all caught up in everyday life where you need to turn on, tune in, and drop out. And so it's the end of the beginning of all of that. And so there's all that. So let's jump in and prepare to have your mind blown by the sound. I'm sure most of you have already heard this before, but let's listen to this really masterpiece of sound. Oh, by the way, this was also obviously when they decided to get in the studio and not play in front of the public anymore, so they weren't worried about replicating the experience in front of an audience. Here we go. Wow. Go, Ringo.
Turn off your mind, relax and float downstream. It is not dying. It is not dying. Lay down all thoughts, surrender to the void.
Wow. Wow. Just freaking wow. Wow. God. I mean, seriously. Oh my God. That is a trip. What a freaking trip that song is. The drone isn't just the sitar, it's the droning of his voice also. And Ringo's drum work, I mean, he has to do the same thing through the whole. So you got the drum of the drums, you got the drone of the drums, the drone of Lennon's voice, the drone of the sitar. And it's that drone of the psychedelic experience. I never did LSD. I was more down the ladder on drugs when I was a late teenager and early 20s. You know, pot, that kind of stuff. Maybe a few other things, but mostly just pot. But the first time I heard this song, I was high. And my friends were high. And it was an experience. I mean, it's an immersion experience. I don't know if any song ever is as good as this one when it comes to that. And just how, I know George Martin helped him obviously put the whole sound together, the reversing of things, the duplication of Lennon's voice with a sort of tape delay, you know. But so, I mean, there's just so much in this that they did, but it works. It is truly a psychedelic experience. Wow. Wow. It's genius. It's genius. And the lyrics, I poo-pooed the lyrics and everything, but they do really fit this song, don't they? Yeah. Wow. Just everything on this, even the strong bass on this by Paul, just everything. It's really, really well done. I think Harrison did the sitar work on this. Pretty sure he did. And the tambura. But anyway, guys, it's just genius, really. It really is. Just reminds me every time I hear this that I really should listen to it more. Wow. To me, this really is a huge departure for them. I mean, obviously they had some other ones on Rubber Soul and Revolver, but man, wow. Okay. All right, y'all let me know what you think. I'll look forward to your comments. Take care. Bye now.